So today I am sharing how to build a six-figure yoga business without losing your soul. And I want to start by addressing something because there's a lot of hype online these days about building a six-figure business, and it seems like, everyone is promoting some kind of strategy or framework to get to six figures. Okay, so it's things like six figure webinars and how I got to 100k with my passive funnel, or 30 days to 100k. I'm sure you guys have seen these types of sponsored ads in your Facebook feed, and it all sounds very sexy. And whether it's deceiving or not, one thing for sure is that overnight success is a myth. Like, it simply doesn't exist. So if you're being told that you can start a business and use a framework and make six figures without first growing your community and without nurturing those relationships and building trust, really encourage you to just take the time to learn what it really takes to grow a six-figure business. And let me make one thing clear, creating a six or even 7 or 8 figure business, it's not a bad thing. Like, it doesn't make you a bad person or a bad yogi to make a large amount of money in your business. What it does do is it allows you to make more impact. Making money in your business allows you to make more impact. And so, if you're feeling triggered by the word six figures, and do let me know in the comments if it triggers you. I'd love to know how you're feeling when I say the word six figures. If you're feeling triggered by the word six figures, just start to look at why that might be. Yeah, what is your money story that might be holding you back from the possibility of you generating six figures in your yoga business? Because maybe you grew up hearing phrases like, making money is hard, or, you have to work really hard to make money, and money doesn't grow on trees. Yeah, these are definitely things that I heard my mum saying when I was growing up, and you've probably heard these things too. And the things that we grow up hearing actually turn into belief systems that bury themselves deep into our subconscious. And so it's really important to take the time to bring some awareness to this and just recognize any of these belief systems that become limiting beliefs and hold you back. They cause you to place a cap on your earning potential. Yeah, and we don't realize that we're doing this. We don't realize that we're doing this. But if you're feeling triggered, if you're feeling triggered every time you hear someone talk about six figures and growing a six-figure business, it's likely that there are some limiting beliefs that you need to bring some awareness to and work through. Who else have we got? Kate, Lauren. Hey guys, hello. Thanks for being here. I mean, you guys have heard me say this before, anything is possible when we're living in an abundant mindset, when we're not living in scarcity. Anything's possible when we're not looking around and saying, oh, there's not enough students to go around, or there's too many yoga teachers now, or there's too much yoga online, or someone's already created the program that I wanted to create, so I can't create that now. If we believe these things, if we really believe these things, then we're not going to show up as a six-figure business owner. Yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible to show up as a six-figure business owner when your mindset is in this scarcity mode. But when we believe that anything is possible, we start to bring a different energy to the table. Yeah, so it's really, I'm starting today with, the mindset and energy perspective, and I'm going to talk more about that in a moment. But before I do that, I want to just break down the financials for you. How can you generate six figures in revenue in a year? Okay, so 100K. You might be working in dollars or pounds or another currency, but 100K. That's just over 8K a month. Okay, nearly 8.5K a month. So let's break it down. So let's say you have a monthly subscription for your online classes. So who here has a monthly subscription? And what price, what is the price of your monthly subscription? And if you're on replay, don't be shy, join in. Join in. Hashtag replay. Let's say you've got a monthly subscription for your online classes, and perhaps, you know, what that looks like is it's mainly pre-recorded content. There's some live classes with you each week as well. And you charge 25 a month, okay? You charge 25 a month. And let's say you've got 60 students with you. Let's say you've got 60 students with you. That's 1,500. That's 1,500 just from that. Let's say you host a workshop every month. You host a live workshop every month. You charge 75 for joining that workshop, and you've got 40 students who join you. That's 3,000. That's 3,000. Let's also say that you've got a higher price transformational program that costs $1,000. You therefore only need 4 students a month to make 4,000. And that gives you 8.5 grand. Okay, from those 3 offerings, from your monthly subscription, your workshop, and your higher priced program, your transformational signature program. And of course, there's variations of this. Yeah, there's variations. Like you might work with private clients and have private packages. And if you do, well, how many packages do you need to sell each month? And what are you doing to bring leads into your business and to sell to those people? Yeah. Remember, selling is serving. It's you offering up your gift to someone, yeah, to take up an opportunity to improve their well-being by working with you. And creating and, you know, offering and selling out your offerings, it's not impossible. Like, it's not outside of your reach. Like that breakdown that I just gave you, it's not outside of your reach. And we have to start believing this, guys. We have to start being 100% sold in what you're offering, because you've got the gifts, right? You have the gifts, you have the expertise, you know how to hold space, yeah? You know how to guide, how to support and mentor your students. You are very well placed for creating this type of impact in your business. And, you know, going back to that, you know, how I made 100K with my passive funnel example, I don't buy into that. I don't buy into any of that. I don't buy into quick wins, overnight success. Like what I buy into is ambition, drive, grit, persistence, consistency, yeah, showing up authentically, building trust, building community. And all of that is about mindset and strategy to get to where you need to be to build your 6-figure business. So how many of you here watching now have this as a financial goal in your business? Share in the comments. How many of you have, you know, building a 6-figure business as your financial goal? Maybe building up to, you know, generating over 5K in your business each month and up to 10K in your business each month. Do you have a strategy and a plan for how you're going to do that? And what's your deadline? Share guys where you're at with this. You know, is it this year that you're working on this? Maybe it's next year. Maybe you're building up to 5K months this year, 10K months next year. Share where you are. And, you know, I'm not saying that you have to aim for 6 figures. I'm not saying you have to aim for 6 figures. Like, you choose your financial goal that feels good and that feels aligned with you. All of you have different circumstances, right? So maybe this, you know, maybe that isn't your goal right now, and that's okay. Maybe it never will be your goal right now. Maybe you have another business. Maybe there's something else going on in your life. We all have different situations and circumstances, and that's okay. But just know that, when you take your business online and you build an asset in your business, you build your online course out, you build your signature programs, you have a clear strategy for your product offering, subscriptions and online workshops and programs that take you beyond the one-off Zoom class. When you have a proper strategy for that and you start to build out these assets, you open up the ceiling. Yeah, you open it up to what's possible. Let's have a look. Brilliant, brilliant. Well done, guys. So, today I'm not just talking about growing a six-figure business, but I'm also talking about how you do it without losing your soul. And it's something important, and it's, something that's close to my heart because I've had to work through a lot of this stuff that I'm going to be sharing with you. And it's super important because, you need to understand that when you are just starting out in your business and you're just, you're maybe new to everything, you're just starting out, you're a completely different person and a completely different business owner to who you are when you're running a six-figure business. And part of that growth comes from, working through those limiting beliefs that are putting this cap on your earnings and holding you back. And the other part really is about acting and thinking and doing things in a different way. And a great example of this is building out a team. Yeah, a great example is building a team. And when you're just starting out, you're doing everything, aren't you? Doing everything in your business, you're doing everything on your own. And as you start to grow, you can only do everything on your own for so long before it starts to limit you and it starts to limit your growth. And, before you get to a point where you're working on tasks that, could be outsourced, which then is going to free up your time so that you can start to move your business forward and work on the things that are going to help you to scale and move you to the next stage. And this is really important, as business owners who want to scale, who want to grow a six-figure business, you have to be willing to receive support, okay? This is one of my biggest lessons, actually. For me, personally, I grew up with the belief that you have to work hard to make money and that it's not easy making money. And so that led to me doing all of the things. Yeah, it meant that I was doing all of the things in my business for much longer than I needed to be. And, whilst I do believe that it's important that you understand how everything works in your business and you've got experience doing all the things, I also know that building your team is absolutely necessary and essential if you want to scale to six figures. And, looking back, I would have brought more support in much sooner. It's also linked to your ability to receive support. Yeah, maybe you're used to giving all the time that you don't actually open yourself up to receive. So it's trusting. It's trusting as well, isn't it? In your ability to receive and allowing that support in. It's trusting. But for me, the fact that I held off for so long led to periods of burnout and, periods where I just felt like I was constantly on the hamster wheel. And of course, having an online business on the outside, it looks really glamorous, doesn't it? To have this freedom as to where you can live and make your own schedule and have no ceiling on what you can earn. But it's really easy to get caught up in this desire for success that you find yourself in this constant hustle and grind to the point that it's, it defeats the object as to why you did it in the first place. Yeah, it defeats the object of leaving your 9 to 5 to, someone said to me the other day, to moving into a 5 to 9, which I thought was quite funny and true, so true. when you think about the hours, you think you're going to free up your time. And of course, in the beginning, you're always going to be putting the work in. If you've really got that ambition, grit, persistence, resilience, drive, you're going to. But you can only do that for so long. If you want to move to the next stage, you have to start letting go. Yeah? So, yeah, defeating the object, defeating the point of why you left your 9 to 5. And, that brings me on, actually. It brings me on to the thing that I want to talk to you about today, really, or one of the key things, which is in relation to not losing your soul, and it's your purpose. Yeah, what is driving you to want to build a 6-figure business? Share with me, guys. Share in the comments. Yeah, so Kate said it's such a horrible feeling because you lose the magic of it. Definitely. So what is what is driving you to get out of bed in the morning? Like, are you being driven by your purpose? Yeah, which is your big why. Yeah, something that's like really fueled with passion and intention. Or is your success being driven by fear? Because fear-based success has a different energy attached to it. Yeah, and what happens when fear is the driving force, it's really hard to feel satisfied when you do find success. Or, from my own experience, I would have success in my business and I wouldn't take the time to congratulate myself. I'd just move on to the next thing straight away. I wouldn't even really recognize it that much. I'd just be like, okay, yeah, move on, next thing, what's next? Yeah. And it's because of this unconscious limiting belief that you actually don't deserve the success, or that nothing is actually good enough. And this kind of driving force is really about, it's about recognition. It's about the approval of others, wanting the approval, and being busy all the time, as it makes you kind of feel worthy. Yeah, it makes you feel important. So it's really linked to this idea around your self-worth, but also this fear of losing everything because you don't feel that you deserve the success. Is this resonating with any of you guys? It's really this desire to prove yourself, because it's due to this kind of feeling of not being good enough, not being accepted, and it's draining. And what I'm describing to you guys was my reality. Like, they are the beliefs that I had to work through personally to go from 5 figures to 6 figures. Like, this fear-based ambition is what I worked through with my coach. These are belief systems, as I said, at the start, are systems that are created as we're growing up, right? Things that happen to us, or things that we hear or we see that make us act and behave in a certain way on a subconscious level. Is this resonating with you guys? Anyone relate to what I'm saying here? I find it really interesting. Yeah, I find it so interesting to work through these fears and to really upgrade your mindset and to see the results of that, like the impact of an upgraded mindset. I truly believe that if I had not worked through these things, I would not have reached multiple 6 figures in my business last year. I would not have got to that level last year if I had not worked through these things. And you guys may have heard me talk about my launch last year and the energy that I brought to it, which was completely different to the energy that I brought to previous launches. And it's all to do with this, what I'm sharing with you now. Yeah, it's all to do with you really recognizing what's going on up here and addressing it, and letting go. Like, we need to let go of these fears if we're going to upgrade our mindset, if we're going to level up, if we're going to lift the ceiling of our potential. Blow off the ceiling, because anything's possible, right? Anything is entirely possible, when we address our mindset. Yeah, because that's what all this is about, really, isn't it? The fears that we work through, the limiting beliefs. It's your mindset at work. And when we do that, we can start to really connect and tap into our true purpose instead. Yeah, to tap into our or to step into our authentic space, speak our truth, and share what we're really passionate about. And quite often that can be a challenge, can't it? It can be challenged to step into our truth and really share what we're passionate about, because we have these fears of, being seen or being heard, or what if they think I'm silly, or I'm saying something that's stupid, yeah, or I'm not expert enough. All of these things. When we can get through all of that, then we start to be in a place where we can really share what we're truly passionate about, and be the yogipreneur, that's really driven by passion and has this desire to really express what he or she believes, what you guys believe. Yeah, this is the person who is focused on delivering value, yeah, not being addicted to being productive. Yeah. And this is when, when you're really being driven by your purpose, you're doing it because you believe that you can help to make the world's and people's lives better. Yeah, it's really a purpose-driven place, a desire to contribute to the world, which all of you guys want to do, right? This is this impact that's inside us that we want to be able to create. So come back to your why. Address any fears, recognize what's coming up, and then really start to connect to this purpose. Like, why are you doing this? What's getting you out of bed in the morning? Like, why is it important to you? Understand your big picture vision, because otherwise, it's hard to have a sense of direction. Yeah, it's easy to lose your soul, right? When you're growing a business, because you stay on the hamster wheel. You stay on that hamster wheel. It's hard to really continue to show up consistently. Yeah, if you're not doing it from a place of purpose, real true purpose. So, when the going gets tough, when things get difficult, it'd be easier to you're more likely to quit, aren't you? If you haven't got that purpose that's really driving you. So have a think about this. Is your purpose to inspire, as Jenny said, to change the world? Like, whatever it is, think about the legacy that you want to leave from creating your business, and really just let that inspire you. So I encourage you guys to journal on this. I always love a good old journal prompt, and this is one for you now. It's like, journal on this. Journal on it, on the fears that might be driving you, any money mindset stuff that's coming up. We all have it, I think. We all have these money stories. And, what is your purpose? And really starting to connect and tap to that, and let that drive you instead of allowing fear to drive you. Yeah, and it's only when we break down those limiting beliefs that we can start being driven more by our purpose than fear. So developing this kind of 6-figure mindset and the daily habits that come with that, whether that's journaling, meditating, getting up at 6 a.m. to do your, find a routine that's working for you, that works for you, and just to develop these habits that are going to make you unstoppable and build your resilience and your confidence. We have to do the inner work, like all the stuff that we know, right? I'm speaking to the converted here, aren't I? It's the stuff that we know. Like, don't sacrifice your practices for your business, because without those practices, your business won't grow. Yeah, so spend time meditating, practicing yoga, being silent, being in nature, being creative, exercising, whatever it is that's like your thing, that's going to really like feed you, nourish you, and allow you to really become comfortable with yourself. Yeah. Like when you become more comfortable with yourself, because remember, as a business owner, you have to be visible and show up. So we need to be comfortable with ourselves. But when you become comfortable with your strengths and your weaknesses, what happens is you allow others to also feel comfortable with themselves. Yeah. And that's a rare gift. You know, if you can do that authentically, you raise your value, yeah, as someone that people want to connect with. Does that make sense? So, yeah, the proper mindset, the six-figure yogipreneur mindset is just one component, but in my eyes, it's by far the most important. Yeah, it really, really is. You know, so the other part of this is something I want to touch on really before we finish up today is about selling. Yeah. So quite often teachers get stuck with the idea of selling. Share with me if that's you. How do you feel about selling? Maybe selling to you feels like losing your soul. That's why I want to bring it up. But you know, part of this like six-figure mindset is really about seeing everything that you do in your business as providing value and helping your people. And as yoga teachers, that's exactly what you're doing. You're helping people. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, sales are what's going to keep your business going. Yeah, you need money to be able to keep your business going. Yeah, when you run a business, you have to sell. So, you know, I think maybe at some point you've probably felt weird or challenged at the idea of selling things to people. Yeah. But when you shift your mindset from selling to serving, yes, Kate, exactly. When you shift it from selling to serving and actually providing value, you know, it's going to become a lot easier. It becomes a lot easier. You know, like I said before, it's a gift, isn't it? You're gifting someone the opportunity to improve their well-being by working with you. Yeah. So mindset, so important, and it comes first. Definitely comes first. And of course, there's strategy. Like you do need the strategy, and we touched on it a little bit already, you know, in terms of your product strategy. Like what offerings are you going to create and sell in order to be able to generate six figures in your business? What offerings? So you need to have a product strategy and a marketing strategy to be able to actually share and sell these products. And, you know, it's not about chasing the £10 or $10, $20 payments for one-off Zoom classes. Yeah, if you just do that, it's going to be a challenge to reach six figures in your business. And when you create other higher priced offerings, whether that's workshops or retreats or online courses and signature programs, and these are offerings that are going to provide, you know, way more value and transformation for your students, which is something that the world needs right now. Like you're being able to get paid for being you and for sharing your gifts and living your purpose, which is, you know, no doubt to support people and to help people. So like not creating those things is actually doing your community a disservice. Yeah, it's putting a limit on your experience. It's putting a limit on you sharing your expertise and your experience and your knowledge and your ability to hold space for people. Like, why would you hold back on that? Yeah, you've already done so much to be here now and to have all of this. Yeah, and it's exciting. It's exciting for you. So just have a think about that. You know, when you're working out what you want to create this year, you know, wouldn't it feel amazing to finally, you know, put all of your gifts and knowledge and love into developing a program that's going to create a massive impact in people's lives, and to not have to continually chase the one-off payments for Zoom classes. So I want all of you to really start believing in what you have to offer. It always comes down to that self-belief, you being 100% sold on the value and the transformation and the healing that yoga is going to provide to your students, and being, you know, connected to your students and what they really need from you. Yeah, deeply understanding who it is that you're serving. Yeah, so you can actually create something that people really need right now. And so you can actually meet your students where they are right now. And we're in a different time, aren't we? We're in a different time. So it really calls now for it requires something different from you. It requires a different solution. Yeah? So have a think about that, guys. You know, your students need something different right now. And you're being called forward to really deliver that and to support people. And in a way that's going to allow you to build a business, make more money, that means that you can continually show up in this space, that you can continually show up and support people and meet them where they are right now and provide what they need. So, how are we all feeling about this today? Share with me in the comments how this is resonating for you guys today. What are you taking away from it? What are you going to take away from this today? What actions are you going to take from this today, from what I've shared with you? Kate, oh, Kate's headed off. Leslie, Lydia, hello. Jenny, Andrea, hey guys. What actions, guys? We've got some journaling, we've got some thinking to do, haven't we? We're going to work on our mindset. We're going to work on developing a product offering. Work on developing a product offering that's really going to serve people, and it's going to, and be strategic about what you're doing and how you're using your time and energy. Yeah? Telling you now, you're going to use a hell of a lot more time and energy just teaching Zoom classes over and over and over again, and building out a Zoom class schedule. You know, before you know it, you've got 15 classes that you're teaching a week. You're exhausted. You know, it's exactly the same what was happening in the studio, right? It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. Yes, perfect. Well, thank you guys for being here with me today. And yeah, well done for showing up. Well done for showing up. Do share in the group. Remember, this group is here for you guys. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you for Diane. Thank you, Diana, Leslie. Thanks, guys. Remember, this group is here for you. I'm here for you. The team is here for you. We're all here for you. We're all in this together. We're navigating these times, these new and exciting times together, okay? All right, my loves. I'll see you guys all very, very soon. Sending you all lots and lots of love. And yeah, I'll see you here again next week. Lots of love. Oh, before I go, don't forget Friday. Friday, you have the opportunity to ask questions on Instagram at 2 p.m. UK time. Come and join me live. You can join me in the live room on Instagram. And yeah, I hope to see you then. All right, lots of love. Bye, guys. Bye, Emmy, Laura, Lydia. Bye, guys.